Oh, is that right?
Good morning. All right, I was just putting my, oh, there we are. I want to make sure I was, oh, I guess it starts recording when I get on here. That's very weird. Who knows?
Today's my puppy's. 3 years. I haven't killed her yet.
Okay.
So this is the age.
All right, guys. All right, my big crowd. Start settling down and getting your seats.
That was nicer to us.
I know, I was said something else. I'm like, okay, they are here, so I have to be nice. Yes.
Well, they are here. Supposed to start at 10, not get in here.
Yeah, exactly. They're very bad. They're very bad.
You know, it's tough. Big far from it. Nancy, did you go to the?
Sit your seat, please.
No.
Please answer that.
It was 2 days.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to put it, the CD class.
Yes. Huh?
When did we have those?
When did you?
No.
Yeah, it was before COVID. When we had like a big one in the classroom on the other side. They do them all the time now, yes. But it's via Zoom or you go into the other side, but it's not for our office only. It's for anybody in Wyker who wants to do it.
I know I did it. I was trying to remember.
When? Did you do it with anybody else that could remind you? Like, was anybody else in your class?
Right.
Yeah, it's always wonky like that. I don't know.
But if I go on and it says I'm satisfied with everything, then I'm fine. right?
Then you're fine. That's all that matters. So you don't have to, it'll tell you when you did it and what class, what you took. It'll tell you there. It'll be itemized there on the bottom if you go down.
April.
You have to April of 2020, yeah.
Because I was shocked when I.
Nobody's paid. This is all my people in my office.
I felt when I got my first.
And
notice,
CJR dues.
I never paid. But it came up, sorry. It came up that I hadn't done it and I went into my account and said I hadn't done it. So they said it could be a duplicate, like an error. And I thought, well, I can't even find, so I just paid it again.
Me too, same thing. I was so sure that I paid everything and then. I-
Yeah, Lori, you're not on here, and Nancy, you're not on here,
Yeah, we probably paid.
nor is Dennis.
I mean, you ever seen this? If she told me this is a five.
I paid, I'm done.
This is for the NAR.
Yeah,
I paid. Did you print that out?
yesterday. They send me an update every week.
Oh, so then, okay, that's.
I thought I did mine.
Me too, because I never really give me too,
Yeah.
because I don't want to worry about forgetting it.
There's so many things that
Yep.
come up.
Yep, Patty, you're right.
Yep.
How do you?
Off the wrong corner down here.
Joe Asmar paid. Looks like everybody here paid.
The NAR.
No?
I do?
The NAR.
Yeah,
Maybe they applied.
maybe. Yeah, there you go.
And you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Which probably means you're on someone else's list and they're gonna realize and send you back here, because I have people on my list that aren't mine, so yeah. That's what happens if you didn't do it. And then
I'm just sorry.
Bev Nichols is the outlier here. Yeah,
Am I on there?
you gotta pay your bill. That means you gotta pay your $4.95 plus $25 if you add the RPAC. It's due January 1st or December 31st, it's due.
$4.95.
For you,
Take that. See,
well, you gotta call the board office then and fight with them.
and then we'll give you a refund, so if we double paid.
Oh, I think we doubled.
Yeah,
It says, don't press it twice.
That's right. Right.
Yeah.
It'll cost for a duplicate.
I got pissed off at it about 10 times I'm bankrupt.
we didn't even start yet because we're just having fun today.
See, it doesn't take much, Johnny.
I feel like this is like a few days before a holiday meeting, when you can't just like, there's too much going on and you can't focus, right? Yeah.
Completely true.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. All right, so I'm gonna start out with some of the announcements that I want to make to everybody if you have not heard yet. So obviously, we're in a challenging market, right? We're in a challenging market this year, and we're going into a challenging market, a lot of unknowns. So I'm sure in the news, in the past few months, you've heard a lot of things or seen a lot with Redfin and Compass and Coldwell Banker and everybody else. So now it's finally gotten a little more personal here at Weicker. So 2 weeks ago, Rob Campbell was let go. I don't know, nice way to say, because I love Rob Campbell, he's such a great guy. Because the mortgage industry was hit probably the hardest out of all of us at this point, right? With the mortgage rates accelerating as quickly as they did in the shortest amount of time as they did. So that's number one. Number two, that I found out just this week, Carlos Aracusa has decided to step down and pursue a real estate career with his wife, who will be his partner. So we don't know what office he's going to be in yet. None of that information we're aware of at this point.
Is it?
Caldwell?
Yeah, I can say.
Okay, so Caldwell. I guess that's in between. I know, I'm gonna try recruiting him really quick. I guess that's between Clifton and here. I'm kidding. And then thirdly, and this isn't really out in the public yet. Okay, so I'm just telling you guys because things travel fast within real estate world, faster than like the internet. Okay, the speed of internet. So I want everybody to hear stuff from me than rather than hear it out on the streets if I can control that in any way. So I have been asked to oversee the Randolph office as well as our office.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so
What did you
I
say?
said I was asked to oversee the Randolph office as well as this office. So I don't want to say I'll be splitting my time, but we were hoping it was going to be more of a smoother transition with the manager that's there now, but it's not. So I'm going to say, let's say January 1st. That would be safe to say. But I mean, I'll be here. I'll be
Good.
going there a little bit. Yeah. I mean, we'll probably maybe do like joint meetings. I don't know how we're gonna, I haven't
How that's
decided
gonna-
yet. Yeah, what we're gonna do and how we're gonna do it, but
So we have to be nice to other people.
you have to be nice to other people.
That'll be a challenge for you.
And if you remember, if anybody remembers my history, I started in the Randolph office in 2006. I was there for 8 years. So,
So you're gonna
Go
go
full
there and
circle.
here,
yes,
there and here.
yes.
They're not coming here.
No, I mean, but you could use that office and they could use this office and everybody, I mean, you always could anyway, but
Right.
it'll just, I guess, be a little bit more,
We have to share.
Comfortable. You have to share me.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
They want to
Yeah.
make it.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is phase one. We don't know, right? We don't know what's happening in the future. We know what's happening today, right? So that's what we could go by.
And everything that you said is one more reason why we need to support Anthony, because I still say that Anthony is one of the best.
Oh, 100%.
Things that our office has, like, you're amazing. So Anthony keeps deals together and,
I agree 100%
It's-
wholeheartedly. I agree 100%.
Anthony, you should talk to your mother before.
So
Yeah.
some of the write-ups will look.
still have a little butterfly.
Yeah.
My Anthony.
Oh my God, you guys. So. There's something out there today. There's something out there today. We haven't had like a fun time together since like before, like, I don't know, last week there was a meeting. Every week there's been something, so. Thanksgiving, business planning, and then Matt Ferraro last week, so. So remember, there are no shortcuts on the road to success. That we're really gonna push. So Bill Scavone is going to be the president,
Oh.
just to add that, because I didn't say that. And it reminded me because he's the no shortcuts guy. It just came out naturally and then they took it over.
And it's December 7th.
What's today's December 7th?
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, yeah, because I'm usually reminding you of where we are in the year. Yes. Yes, it is December 7th. We have 2.5 weeks until Christmas?
next year.
When does Hanukkah start? 3.5 weeks till next week.
I think next week.
No, it's the same time as Christmas. Yeah. Hey, not to, just because we're on a silly roll right now, but anyone doing a Secret Santa this year? Just want you to know, they have this great app out. It's called Elfster.
Yeah.
And so all you do is all you do is invite people, like, because we're doing it for our Christmas Eve, our family. And then it actually, once everybody enrolls, it actually shuffles everybody, it sends them all what they want. You could put, you could add gifts to your wish list there, whatever the price is, and it's done. It's amazing.
My daughter uses.
Yeah, it's amazing the things you can do these days, right? That make it so simple and easy.
Question. So my question about you being a manager of both offices
Mhm.
is that's one of the reasons why I'm not.
Uh-huh.
Because they think, then they said, oh, can't be a manager sitting in offices, so there's somebody else in as a figurehead, and it was, not very, conducive.
Mhm.
Let's say if you were here on a Tuesday, I have an issue, and then on Wednesday, you're sitting in Randolph, and the figurehead person is kind of taking your spot, sitting there, and then you have to tell the whole story all over again. And, it got to be just to the point where you like, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up. So basically, I'm here in this office. I'm gonna have a branch manager in the Randolph office. So that branch manager is gonna assist me with my agents here. Remember, this is a much more productive office than the Randolph office. So not that I'm not gonna go there once or twice, and I'm not gonna be there for a full day. Like I said, we're gonna combine office meetings, but there will be a support staff there. Not here, because I'm gonna be here. This is my office. I would never, this is my agents. This is who I've been with for the last 4.5, 5 years. So no, there'll be somebody there. I'll be here. So I feel like for them, it might be a little bit more like what you're feeling.
Yeah.
Not with the agents here.
Next question, sorry now.
Yeah.
Are we gonna have to share Laura too?
And right now, we're not sharing MTSs, we're not sharing processors, we're not sharing anything. Because again, they don't want the agents to feel, that they're not secure or that they're losing control of their office. So everything else is staying the same. Everything else is staying the same. Yeah. It's just the Randolph office, not to have anything to do with the manager or anything else. The location, everything about it is just a little bit harder to recruit to retain. It's just a little bit more difficult for a manager to control, I
Who's
guess.
the manager out there?
Donna Spinetta. So she's amazing. I mean, when it comes to training, she used to do all the training for related executives. She knows, she knows, not Remind, well, she does know Remind now, but RPR, she trained on RPR. She was certified to train on RPR. She knows all the rules and regulations. She's like a Mary Kano, so in that aspect, as far as ethics and code of ethics and all the requirements and things that we need to have, that's
Staying or is she going?
which she was offered the position to stay, but she hasn't responded yet. So that's why we're not sure when it's gonna happen. If she said yes, and it would probably happen like next week, but
I think the MTS there also has other offices.
yes,
So,
yes, the MTS there is one of 3 offices.
yeah,
Randolph, Mountain Lakes, and Roxbury share an MTS.
Yeah.
So if she, decides to stay, does that mean that you'll still be supporting that office?
Mhm.
And they'll put her somewhere where she'll be?
No, she's gonna stay there. She's gonna continue to train and do everything for both offices,
just not man.
just not manage, right? Yes, yes. Mhm.
So physically she'll be there, just not in the management position.
She'll be a branch manager for that office. So how how they're proposing it to us, it's a hub and spoke model. That makes more sense. So we're a hub and that's spoke.
Right.
So it's like what? Yeah. And Coldwell Banker has done this a few years ago as well. So basically a hub office is considered a branch vice president and a spoke office is a branch manager. Okay, that's how it's. I don't foresee any interruption for any of you guys. I don't foresee that you guys will feel anything whatsoever, except for maybe a little bit more training and things that come that way, but I don't think you'll feel like you're being neglected or anything like that. But that's a valid point, especially because you've been through it before.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but it's, and in all honesty, it.
Right.
Because then if I already had an ongoing situation with the manager, who happened to be in Madison that day, if I needed, because I'm a face-to-face person, I would have to go to chat.
Right, yeah.
And then.
Yeah, no, nothing. No,
Okay.
not at all, not at all. So that's the changes that have been made so far. And then I got a text from someone this morning that said Ryan Gorman, who's the CEO of Co-op Banker, was let go yesterday. So just like, it's just the industry, right? We go through our ups and downs. And so I think we're very fortunate just because Jim Wakert writes the checks versus we don't have a owner of a franchise or two franchises. I worked for a Remax franchise and I know how scary it could be because we're all depending on him and he's not a Jim Wakert caliber. You know what I'm saying? It's a different mindset. It's a different, so I know what that feels like, but anyway, I don't want to harp on it. So that's basically it. So yesterday ended last night. Today is a brand new day and it's yours. So that's the beauty of life is that we have a new day every day that we can do what we want to do and be the person that we want to be and have the business that we want to have. So checklist to greatness. I actually handed this to you.
Yeah.
It's not working. Oh, TF, yes. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills. Don't wish for less challenge, wish for more wisdom. So our business, right? If you put it in a nutshell, what would you say we were?
Challenge.
No, we're problem solvers, right? We all day long, we try to solve problems to make the transaction easier for our agent, for our clients. So that's basically what we do. Not going to be fun. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna put this at the end, actually, not because of you, John, well, because of you, but because we started a lot later and I want to get through a lot of stuff. So, and it was part of the Tom Ferry webinar that we've seen. So okay. I can do this manually. I can do it. So many benefits for something as simple as a checklist. Checklist can improve your productivity. It can be satisfying ticking items off a list, and research has shown that using checklists makes us more likely to complete tasks. So I've been saying this, I've been doing one-on-ones with agents recently, and I've been saying to them, because everybody's overwhelmed right now, they have too much stuff in their mind that they want to accomplish. And I say, write down a list of the things you want to do, and then put them in priority of how you want to do them. So if whatever your first one becomes, complete that before you go on to the next one. And I always feel like when I have a lot of stuff going on in my head, I have so much going on and I can't concentrate, just writing it down, it takes it out of my head, it puts it there, and then I feel so much more accomplished that I can get it done, especially once I cross something off. So I really agree with that. Whether it's a writing down a list, if you come into my office, you see I have like 5 pads. Oh, it's like organized chaos, but I know where all my thoughts are and what I need to do. Checklists can help you avoid distractions by forcing you to not only do the tasks that are on, or forcing you to do only the tasks that are on your list. Using checklists can free your mind from worrying about the possibility of forgetting to do something. That's always something that happens to me. I think about it at night when I'm in bed. Checklists help avoid time wasting. What should I do next in decision? Since the checklist tells you what to do next and remind you. And using a checklist daily can provide discipline and consistency in your business. What's holding you back from greatness? So I provided to you the daily checklist that is right here. And again, this is just an example, but morning routine, coffee, gym, meditate, read a book, watch a podcast, whatever it is that gets you going in the morning. check in at the office, review daily hot sheet market information. So we're always going on the GSMLS or the MLS that is appropriate to see what's coming on the market. Perfect your dialogue. So, you know, they always say, you know, a football player doesn't walk out to the field in August and say, hey, buddy, I haven't seen you for his first game, right? They start practicing in February, March, or April for their first game in August. So we have to do more of being proactive and making sure we're going through our dialogues, our listening presentation, our biology consultation. So when we get the opportunities, we are very well versed. 5542 follow-up calls. So the 5542 is calling 5 people that you know, because those are warm calls and that's going to set you up for a good, you know, day. 5 people, 5 cold calls. 4 people, I don't remember what the 4 one, and 2 is 2 appointments a week.
Number 4. Anybody know what the number 4 is?
It's in his video. No, I'll look it up. I'll look it up. I will. I know I have it somewhere. I just can't remember off the top of my head. So 5 calls. Of 4 acts of
No, that
kindness.
was, yeah, I think that was 4 acts.
Oh, that could be it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what's the appointment? 2 appointments. I think the 4 calls maybe, or 3 calls.
No, that was, Matt Ferrara said, make 3 calls a day, 3 talks.
Yeah, I liked his. It was
Yes.
a little more relatable.
Yes, 2 appointments each week.
1 act of kindness.
And 1 act of kindness. There you go. Yes. There's your act of kindness. Yes. We're mixing up the 2 speakers. We have no idea.
Oh, words.
Just make phone calls. Don't worry about it. Yeah, just do it. Right. I agree. I appreciate it too. Daily check-in with clients' transactions, daily is appointments, open house invitation calls, and dinner with Bob and Sally. Okay, that's. If it's not on the list, it doesn't get done.
Write a letter about it.
It's on its way right now. Oh, yeah.
Start now.
So determine your focus. What do you need to improve upon to make your market? Market knowledge. Do you know what your local trends are? What are the predictions for 2023? What are the local hot pockets? All these things you need more than ever. And the reason why is because there's so much negative news out there that if we're not the people who are sharing, or the professionals sharing positive news with what's going on, or even just the accurate news, you know, people don't know what's going on. So we were talking about this Monday morning. 2 of the agents on the morning motivation call both shared stories about this weekend where they one was showing a house and started talking to the home, or talking to a neighbor, and the neighbor's like, the market stinks right now. And she's like, no, the market's normalized right now. And she went into this whole thing about it and, you know, ended up having a great conversation with the person. And the same thing, I think it was Vin was the other person who had a conversation, this, you know, talked to someone they haven't talked to in a while. They complained about how, oh my God, the market's horrible right now. And he went into a normalized market conversation. So again, we have to be the professionals, the consultants in our market to be able to share what's accurately going on in the market. So you need skill set, you have to have the right mindset, you need the right daily habits, and you need a business routine. Are you working every single day? So I always say, now is not the time to take off. Now is the time to double up on everything that you're doing, because so many agents are taking off right now. They're in holiday head. They've already decided back in January they'll start, the middle of January, February, whatever it is. Now is the time to double up your efforts on everything you do, because you want to be the one in front of the buyers or sellers. So Joe, do you want to tell any stories about me this week or no?
I'm still convinced that that was a setup.
Done it twice.
Well, she's good. She's had a price.
Joe thinks I'm either fabulous or I'm a big fake. He's not sure yet what I am. He's trying to figure it out. I'm a fabulous fake.
No, we, she showed me
The private call session tab.
and, He said, I like, let's make a phone call. So she called, the fella picks up. And, first of all, we're shocked. Usually, they don't pick up. And then he actually talked with him. Hang up or no, I'm not interested. So actually, passed along to me. And yesterday, the whole session, I think it was the first one.
Second one, first one I made I left a voicemail, and the second one,
We had a conversation with PU.
Yep.
Right.
PU, right.
So once again, we'll follow up. Some communication.
But I had like 3 or 4 good conversations yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep, in an hour time,
Yeah.
less than an hour, because I had my sky slope. So the way it started out, Joe and I were doing a one-on-one. And I said, Joe, what have you been doing? He said, well, I really don't want to call people during the holidays. I'm not comfortable calling people around this time. I asked my wife, she said, absolutely not. Don't call people during here. I said, okay, I totally understand that. I said, especially if you don't want to be bothered, then that's how you're going to feel, right? It makes sense. I said, but I have to tell you, I've been making phone calls for the agents on my Tuesday call sessions for the last few weeks. And anyone who does answer has been totally nice to me, even if they're not interested. I have not had anybody who's not. I said, in fact, this is how you do it. And I went and showed him the call session. I said, oh, let me just call this person that's up here. And I put it on speaker, and it went like a charm. Like I could have planned it better. He was like, yes, I'm looking to buy 700 to 800,000 home 10 years or younger in Parsippany, right? The whole thing. Are you renting now? Yes, went through everything. So I said, here you go, Joe. Text him right now. And so what I said to the guy before I hung up, I said, I partner with Joe Asmar. We're on a team together. You're going to hear, so he'll be reaching out to you as well. I just want you to know. And that's how I did it. And then I passed it on to Joe. So yesterday I had the call session. Joe came, and Pam Bello, who is another newer agent here. And I said, Joe, just so you know, I'm sure it's going to be horrible today. I'm going to have bad luck because that one was too good yesterday, right? So I called, like I said, first one, left him my second one. The woman talked my ear off. And she started out the conversation by saying, no, I'm no longer in the market. The interest rates are too high. And I said, really? I can understand that. I said, but, I said, so for anybody coming into the market today, they don't know the difference. So you must have been in the market previously. And she said, yep, I was overbid. I was in multiple offer situations. It was horrible, the whole thing. I said, well, just so you know, the rates right now are actually normalized. I said, when I bought a house in 1989, it was 12%. So 6.5% really is, it's relevant to the time, but it's really a great interest rate. And this is where we're going to be really, for the next, I don't know how many years we're going to be around this rate. And so then she said, oh, okay, well, this is what I'm looking for. And then she went through the whole thing. And then I said, are you renting? Well, actually, Joe reminded me, does she rent her own, right? He's writing me little notes of things. And she says, I own. And I said, well, are you planning on keeping your home as an investment property? Or are you planning on selling it? Should I'd like to keep it as an investment property and rent it out? She goes, oh, you can help me with that too, can't you? And I said, absolutely. And so it was almost like two staged calls, literally. But again, it's just making the phone calls. It's just having conversations with people. It's just telling them what and if I always say to people right now, like if someone doesn't want to talk to me, it's okay. They don't know who I am. They don't even know who they're talking to. I have to say my name every time at the end of the conversation again, so they know who I am. They don't know who I am. My family's still out there. My friends still like me the same. It doesn't affect my life in any way if someone hung up on me or was mean to me. And that's what we have to get over, because it's the rejection. That is why we're afraid to make a phone call. So and then another call I made, the woman had said, no, I bought a few years ago in Randolph. So when she had called, I guess she was calling about Randolph, and she ended up buying in Randolph. And I said, great, congratulations. That's awesome. I said, what section do you live in? And I went through, I just kept asking her questions. And then I finally said, listen, I'd love to give you, share with you what your home value is worth today, because in the last 2 years, the home's appreciated, they appreciate it so much, you probably would want to know what your home is worth. And I'd love to do that. No strings attached, just to let you know, it's your biggest asset, I'm sure, and blah, blah, blah. So she said, absolutely. Can you, send me a text when you're done? So again, it's just about having those conversations over and over again. And you only get better if you do it, right? And you only get better if you try it out. So that's why I provided all of you, because when the agents who come to my call sessions, And again, I'm making the calls. They can only make them at a point when they're comfortable doing it. I just can continue to make the calls. And Kevin has been joining me the last few weeks and he's been making calls live. So we've been switching back and forth. Again, just so you can hear the calls. But these are the dialogues I use. This is the dialogue I use. I don't have, clients. I use the Waker.com lead one. And I have to look every single time. It's like I can't even remember what it is every single time. I have to read it off the thing every single time. But that's how I started off. So there's a lot of people out there who want to know what's going on in the industry. And when you get them on the phone, it makes a lot of sense for them to be able to just ask you questions and pick your brain. And that's what's happening right now. So the second one, which is what I'm telling agents to do right now, especially agents who've been in the business. I said, every agent in the business right now, all you should be doing is calling your past clients and friends. That's all you need to do. I can tell you 99% of the time, you don't have to ever bring up real estate because your friends and family are going to bring up real estate. Yeah, you don't have to ever bring it up. Don't even call them thinking about real estate. They're going to ask you organically, and then you can bring up all the stuff that you want to tell them. So this is connecting with your sphere, and it's a great dialogue just to share with you guys, just to be calling. If that's all you did from now until the end of the year, called people you know, called past clients, ask them what they're doing for the holiday, ask them what's going on with their house, ask them friendly questions. Don't ask them anything about real estate. And if they bring it up, then awesome, then you can talk about it and what's going on.
Be offensive, send them a Christmas card.
Yes, exactly.
Mailed mine out to everybody this morning.
Exactly. That's another nice thing too, being more personalized with it. So again, just don't stop now. Don't have holiday head. You have to do, if you put an hour into your business every day, that's all you would have to do. If that's what you did for an hour, made phone calls, wrote out your cards, whatever it is, you'd be golden. So I'm doing the call sessions now twice a week, Tuesdays at 2 and Fridays at 11 a.m. for an hour. And again, I'm making the calls and I have a Zoom link too. If you want to watch on Zoom and just listen in, I'm trying to make it as easy as possible to get everybody engaged back into making phone calls again, because this is a whole nother market. What we did for the last 2 years isn't going to work for the next 2 years. It's just the way it is, right? I have to change my business practices. Everybody has to change their business practices.
Listen,
Yeah.
remind me how you get their phone number again,
Okay.
because some of the people that I've called, their number has changed and.
So there's a few ways. If you're calling people, Bev,
Well, I'm calling people that I've dealt with in the past, but their number has changed.
so you can do two things. If you know their address, you can go on Remind. Okay. Everybody knows how to get to Remind, right? Remind is part of GSLS. It's a great new resource for getting phone numbers. So if you go into search, you can click on to Remind there. You're going to have to, if you haven't signed up yet, you're going to have to, it's free. You just have to put your information in, right? Once you do that, then your credentials will automatically come up when you hit Remind, okay? So if you know your client's name, let's see. I'll use this one.
You say remind?
No, Remind, it's an E at the end, not a D at the end. MINE, and it's part of GSLS and it's under the search bar. Okay. So now I want to look up Christy and Billy. So here's all the information of their house, but if I go all the way to the bottom and up here, again, it'll tell you what their equity is approximately, and that equity is based on what the valuation is, right? The computerized valuation is of this home minus any mortgages that were recorded against it, okay? So that's how it comes up with the estimated equity. Oh, yes, you could. It is its estimate. So here is the resources that they use. So First American, Remind, Zestimate, and then they have, and then so they take those and that's how they get an estimated value. So it's a computerized valuation. You still have to do your due diligence, but it does give you some information. So right here, if I want to call Christy, here's her phone number and here's her email, okay? And then Billy has a few phone numbers and emails. So there is a DNC, which is do not call. I mean, listen, this is what I say, and I stand by it 100%. I would call a do not call. If they say to me, I don't want I'm on the do not call list, which I don't even know that exists anymore. It may, but I don't know if it exists. I would just say, I'm so sorry to bother you. I will take you off my list. Have a great day. And that would be it. I would just be friendly and nice and not persist them anymore. That's it. I'm not gonna torture anybody who doesn't want to be on the phone. But,
She's
yeah.
doing it for kids.
Right, so it would be different for her, right? She already has a relationship, right? So this is how you get numbers easily, okay? If you want to just get certain people, not have like a whole neighborhood call, then you might go on call, okay? So that's the difference between call and here. But what I've been doing, just to give you a refresher, is I go onto KV Core, I get on my dashboard so you know where I am, okay? I go to Weicker Tools. And then, oh, for goodness sake. When did this start? 616537. You remember this machine? Oh, I didn't even put it in. Oh, see, now I can't get into my agent's thing anymore, Savannah, because I have to get a two-factor authorization. Okay, so now I'm on my tiles. I go into my lead network tile. I go into call sessions. And you can do rental unassigned call session, private rental call session. So these were leads that were assigned that were given back, or private call session. So that's the one I go into. And then here's my first person. Usually it'll tell me in property details what town they were looking in. It tells you if they're a buyer or seller. There's more buyers than sellers, but you will get sellers. I got a seller yesterday. And I just call the number and I go right here off my thing. Hi, is this Allie? Hi, this is Missy from Weicker. The reason I'm calling is I'm just following up on a recent real estate inquiry you made. Are you still in the market to buy a home? That's all I say. That's my dialogue. And then they start telling me, yes, no, interest rates are high, whatever. I bought already. I've been in my house. And then I just go from there. So it's not like, I find this very easy. Like I don't have a sphere of contacts right now because I'm not trying to actively build up my real estate career, right? So this is where I go on and then I just pass it on to the agents that come to the training. So I want to say it's that simple. In fact, on my morning motivation call this morning, I said, guys, this is a morning unmotivation call. And they said, what are you talking about? I said, guys. They said, why are you saying that? I said, because I've been making calls for the last 2 days. I'm getting appointments. I said, I could go back into real estate anytime now. I said, in fact, I'm going to partner with Joe because he's my good luck charm. I can partner with Carl. Yes, exactly. I could be on their team. So anyway, that's how you get into, if you want to just make phone calls at any time during the day when you're like sitting around and you're like, oh, let me see what let me make some phone calls right now. It's that easy. And that's what I did while I was sitting with Joe on our one-on-one. I just pulled it up to show him and I said, oh, let's just call Allie right now. And I just did it. Don't overthink it. Just do it. Don't think about it. Just dial the number and just sit there and wait for them to answer the phone call. So anyway, if you leave a voicemail, it saves it for you for 7 days in your CRM. And unless they call you back, then you could then claim it. If you claim it, it automatically goes to your CRM. It automatically sends about a text saying, thank you so much for taking my call, blah, 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 blah. And it has your name on it, which I didn't realize, but not that it matters because people have responded back to it. That's how I found out. Do not claim, not interested, wrong number. So you can put all that and then it takes you to next lead, next lead, next lead, and you could just continue to do that. So again, just reminders of things that we really need to do because we really need to change our mindset of how we're moving forward in the future with this new real estate environment that we're in. So just some updates. People do not follow the best leaders. They follow the ones they can understand the easiest. So again, just knowing your business and your industry and what's going on and being able to efficiently talk to buyers and sellers so that they understand what's going on in the market is really what we need to do these days. So some things about home prices. So this is a guide of home prices from 2012 through 2022. So just, anybody that you may have sold to in these years may be a good person to call and just say, hey, no strings attached, just because I know it's your biggest asset. When, would love to come by one time or give you, a valuation of your home because prices have appreciated so much in the last few years. So just a nice conversation. Year over year change. So it was in September 2022 from September 2021. They were predicting 11.4. That was the current. Why is my thing not showing? And this was the forecast. They were forecasting 3.9 and it was actually 11.4% appreciation from 21 to 22. Okay, and that's an average nationally. It's not a local average. So it was a lot higher than people expected it to be. Mortgage rate projections, again. This is something that Anthony's going to talk more about, but you know, 2023 Q1, where they're going to be. So basically, if this stays as it is, we're probably in good shape, right? Because it's not really going to be any surprises in the future, just a little bit here, a little bit there, which is what we're typically used to. So this is an average of all the 4 different experts and all the different quarters going into 2023 to 2024. A graph of what the mortgage rates were from 2016 till today. And so we saw that huge acceleration, and now it's going to stay steady moving forward. Should I buy a home right now? I'm sure you've been asked that question many times in the last few weeks, and I'm sure you'll be asked that question moving forward into the new year. So this is the median asking rent since 1988. Just look at those numbers, how much rent has appreciated, right? I mean, it's unbelievable. I think you can't rent anything. Nope. Jersey City is the highest rent in the country. Yes, in the United States. Yep. Just amazing. Just amazing. Just think of that. Even more than New York. I mean, that's just,
Jersey City.
I know. I'm gonna say even like 5-10 years ago. I mean, I know, like, I know. My son had a 2-family there. I know.
Rent went up $500, so she's home with us, and she refused to pay Jersey Transit into Hoboken to take the light rail. First of all, it's unreliable. It's worse than ever, and then when you get on the light rail, 24/7, they're aggressive. It's awful. She drives to Jersey City every day. She pays about $500
For what?
a month.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
But she's not paying rent there. So I told her to stop complaining about it. But that's.
Suck it up.
Jersey City is.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy when you look at these. If you can find a house, so this is the dialogue by the way. If you can find a house that meets your financial expectations for a monthly payment and it is a good time for you to buy, then do it. And if you wait for prices to fall, but they never do, you may discover the hard way that the house that you found a year ago that you really love, that you could afford, but you passed up on, is more expensive next year. How many people did that last year? How many people were waiting for the right house, right? Or didn't want to go over or go up $5,000, $10,000 to get that house, right? Not realizing that that then becomes the next comp for the neighborhood, and that then you're going to be paying 20,000 more the next time that comes up, right? So in the absence of trustworthy, up-to-date information, real estate decisions are increasingly being driven by fear, uncertainty, and doubt. These decisions can be hugely consequential for consumers and businesses, and that's what we're here for, to be able to provide the right information. So open houses, again, very, very important to continue to do our open houses. So it is the beginning of December. So our November Office Award winners are, we had a lot of big numbers this month, or for November. I was really surprised. So for teams, dollar volume, the Elms Group was at almost $4 million in dollar volume, right? Lead team at 1.5 million. Our individuals for dollar volume, Mara was at 2 million, Ejaz was at 2 million, Sonia was at 1.2. John LeBar missed it by $60,000, 60,000. Yep. There's Johnny. There's Johnny. So a lot of big numbers last week. last month. A lot of big numbers, really. It was really great to see for November.
If they count my fabulous range.
And then listings team, Deb and Lonnie. Let's all pray Lonnie is in surgery today because she was postponed so many times, and I've never, ever saw anyone who wanted it done so badly because she was in so much pain.
Yeah.
So she is in today, and we'll get an update tomorrow. I talked to her last night. She was talking to me about her crazy clients she has. They do have crazy clients, though, I have to say. The Lees do, and listings, individuals, Mara, Cheryl, and Catherine Adcock. Sales, the Elms Group and the Lee team. And then sales for individuals, Mara, Jacob, and Vin. So Mara is now in a personal challenge. Jacob doesn't know this, by the way, because Jacob was so close to her numbers for the year last month. And she said, what do I have to do to make sure I get ahead? I have a good lead, right? That's her mindset. So anyway, poor Jacob has no idea that Mara's after his numbers. He's an innocent bystander. But sales, because we remember, we break up sales. So as far as the sales portion goes, of business, not the listing portion, but the sales portion, they were like 500,000 apart and like a half a unit apart. Yeah. So, and I shared that last week at the last month at the meeting, and that's where she got that from. Yeah. So yesterday I was looking up on my, RE Datum is the manager's site to go in and when you're recruiting and you can see everybody's numbers in real time, right? From the Garden State MLS. And so I did Morris County and I did top agents and, from high to low. And I think there's 20, it's said, that, well, if I just go into GSMLS, there was 28,000 agents. If I went into, GSMLS, just Morris County, there was 4,000 agents with one unit, with at least one unit. Think about that differential. How many agents, right? I mean, so the 28,000 was everywhere. It wasn't just Morris County, but I wanted to do Morris County. So who do you think the number one, it's a team in Morris County is right now? Anybody guess? Just for fun? No, it's all brokerages.
Crawford.
No.
No, not even them.
No,
Tina Wheeler?
Sharon, Mary Sharon
Mary Sharon.
is number
Nothing
one.
ordinary about Mary?
Yeah, never hear about Mary, no.
Ever deal with it?
Susan Oldendorp is like number two. Everybody's heard of her. She has a big team.
It's her husband or son.
Yes. Well, these are teams, right? So all of that, everybody on their team goes under their name. It's not them individuals also.
We actually.
Yes. Yeah, I've heard that before. Mara was, I think, number 11 as an individual. Jill Southern might have been number 10. It was very interesting to see the names. Jackie was probably like number 16. Yeah, Jackie was down quite a bit for where she was.
Tina had it somewhere.
Get over her, okay? I didn't even know Tina Wheeler until you started bringing her up all the time.
She,
I'll look and tell you where she is.
yes, see what she is.
Could you do it now?
Like one of the top.
Yeah, that's a good one. But maybe she does a lot in Essex County. Maybe she's more in NJMLS, because this was just strictly GSMLS,
Yeah.
since she's in Short Hills. Yeah, so that could have been where it sort of, is that Tina you're talking about?
Oh, yeah.
No, we don't talk about Tina. No, I'm like kidding.
I get that now. Yeah.
Tina Wheeler.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were joking just now, because.
Tina wanted me to come and help her in her office and be her assistant. I said, "Oh, shit, you'll get nothing."
That's it. Happy birthday, Lori Young. Today is Lori's birthday. And tomorrow is Deb Pollock's birthday. She just left for Florida today. And December 16th is Patty's birthday. Patty's gonna be 29. Nancy! Woo-hoo!
What a Christmas
No,
gift that
I'll
must
be
have been.
proud of my number 68, so.
And another 29-year-old. Oh, no, not Kim. Kim is not, was not the person I thought was coming next, but Kim's birthday is the 21st. This was the person I thought was coming next. Another 29-year-old, Howard. Our little Howard was born on New Year's Eve. I can't.
Wait, is he the chosen
Oh, my goodness. And anniversaries, E-Jazz, Diane Driscoll, Christos, Solomon Drakis, and Diane Ladrago. Christos. Oh, Dash mentioned gone. Anthony.
Yeah.
I like this size. I'm gonna keep it forever and ever.
Okay.
You gotta press the button here, Aunt. It doesn't work on its own, buddy.
This one or,
No, that one doesn't work. You gotta go over here. I don't know.
I'm just gonna sit up.
Sure,
I'll stand.
So Bob will fix it later.
It was a big week on data. Economic growth for the third quarter was revised upward to 2.9% from 2.6. The economy added 263,000 jobs in November. That was last week, higher than expected. Personal income and spending was very strong. It does not look like the economy is approaching recession. At least they're not telling us that yet physically, right? But we'll see what kind of happens. In the rate world, with the economic news, remarks from the Fed Chair is what moved mortgage rates lower for the week. Powell indicated that the Fed's rate increases will be smaller in the future, so that's good news. What's happening this week? The schedule releases in light this week with reports on factory orders and consumer sentiment. Next week, we'll heat up with reports on inflation and then another Fed meeting at that. So we'll see what's happening. But based on what Missy showed before on rates are sitting in a really good position right now. I mean, if they stay that way over the next year, I mean, sellers and buyers have to kind of figure out what direction they're going to do. Are they going to sit out another year or, kind of jump in with both feet? So this is just a really good opportunity for folks that haven't found a house yet and were pre-approved, let's say, a month, 2 months ago. I mean, they picked up an extra couple $100 a month, literally in buying power, which is a really, really good thing. So. I mentioned this probably like a month or so ago. This was being announced, but now it's in place now, just that the loan limits have increased. So in our market here, I mean, especially Morris County, I mean, you have buyers that are, able to buy homes at, $970,000 as far as loan amounts and stuff before it turns into a jumbo loan. So, I mean, you're talking about technically buyers can go with like 5% down, at that kind of stuff, which is amazing. And that's just, what's that? Well, the payment's going to be high, right? But this is just a sentiment on home values increasing and rising and rising and rising in our market. So with that, they have to kind of combat, the loan sizes and stuff like that. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, if you think about it, that conforming limit of 726,200, it was 417,000 probably like 5 or 6 years ago. It just gives you an idea on just like appreciation and just how the market's going. It's crazy, I mean, just think about it. You can go literally buy like a 4-unit house, right? I'm like, and get loans up to like $2 million. I mean, it's kind of crazy,
I remember jumbo loans being at like 417 was.
So 417 was the conforming limit. And then
Yeah.
it was like up to 726 was where jumbo kind of kicked
Oh,
in.
okay.
But now we're already at 970 and
That's
Morris,
crazy.
so you're talking about 200,000 before jumbo kicks in. So that's why I'm saying anything below that 970 number, you could do a 5% down deal. It's pretty crazy. Below 726, 3%. If you think about it. So, I mean, just, anybody in that whole first time home buyer kind of sentiment, definitely works out. This talks about FHA is right there with us too, as well. I mean, it's just amazing. VA loans, remember, $1.5 million, no money down. These are just great options for people right now.
It's crazy.
Yep. Just like I was just talking about, lower down payments as low as 3%, more liberal qualification guidelines, higher ratios. So again, what we used to, with the loan amounts being lower, jumbo kicked in sooner, more rigorous guidelines because jumbo is just different from like regular conventional Fannie and Freddie loans. But when you're talking about a buyer that's, up to $726,000 putting 3% down, all the regular, bless you, all the regular guidelines kind of follow there. So, with that being said, there's nothing any funky, strange, weird. You have to have additional reserves. Like with jumbo comes just more, guidelines and stuff.
Have you seen winning bids?
It depends.
I still didn't think that was.
It depends on the
while
deal.
you're able in the lending field.
Sure.
To do that, is it really,
Bless you.
working, bless you, is it really working in reality?
It depends on the house. We have some deals that aren't getting multiples, and then we have some that are getting still many multiples, so it's just so hit or miss on, again, it comes down to the area, the specifics of the house. How was it marketed? What was was it priced really, really low to drive the value up? I mean, but it just, I sat in an open house a couple of weeks ago with a realtor and there was multiples on that. I mean, I'm going to be sitting one this weekend. I have a feeling there's gonna be a lot of activity on that too as well. So I think if the houses are marketed right areas, in the condition too as well, I think they're still delivering multiple offers.
Right, but I mean, when people look at what the down payment is
Are
on,
they choosing a conventional 20% down over 5% down?
Yeah, I mean, like it just,
so I mean, like, that's all great news, but if it doesn't get you a house.
you're still gonna,
I mean?
we're
Does
still
that make
fighting.
sense?
Yeah, no, we're still, nothing's changed and we're still fighting on that and combating the low down payment stuff all day long. I mean, I talked to an agent yesterday, $300,000 price point, one of our listings. She already has multiple, she already has cash. So now we're trying to figure out, what that's gonna look like. Does she chase the mortgage, for an extra couple bucks, or do they go to the safe bet, and go to cash, so.
Thank you.
No
Sorry.
problem. No, it's okay. And again, with the conventional loans and stuff, there's just loan level price adjustments or just different add-ons to rates and stuff like that. That'll be on certain types of larger loans and stuff like that that you won't have on the conforming stuff with the lower income limits and stuff like that. So this was as of October. 100% of our customers will refer friends and family. So I mean, that's a survey, I think, of about 60% of people, which is a great thing. Something we could definitely tote out there when we're talking to, our buyers and sellers as far as why they'd want to work with our team, which is a great thing. And we got a question for you guys. So approximately how many homes are in the United States? Is it A, 140 million, B, 90 million, C, 210 million, and D, 100 million?
Unfair calamity isn't here.
That
Number of homes.
are available, not available. The number of homes in the United States, period. I'm assuming single family. Well, I guess it doesn't even matter. Sorry.
Wow, no more detail.
I see.
Hey, I'll say D, final answer.
Say D.
Oh,
Somebody say the.
Dennis, say D.
You want to go with what Dennis said,
Well, I
Nance?
didn't even hear
He
it.
said D.
Oh.
It's your chance, Nance.
The answer is A, it's 100.
140.
All right.
That's a good
Yeah,
question.
I don't even know.
We don't have enough information on this to really be able to make a decision. Approximately 10% of Americans move every year. Not all are buyers, but you do the math. So 10% of 140 million is what, 148,000? Yes.
10% of 140 million?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of people that move every year.
That's why God made calculators.
Yeah, exactly.
Decimal points and zeros.
14.
14, yeah.
A lot of people.
Yep.
Zero.
Yes. Referrer, remember, you can refer someone to the company or to our office or to another office. They could be a brand new agent, they could be going into school, they could be an existing agent, and you'll get 5% off of the company dollar of every commission check they have for life, as long as you guys are here. For life. And this is how you can join, and these are some of the marketing materials for you. And CJ, our membership is now due. We were just talking about this. It's $4.95, plus $25 if you want to add to your RPAC. This is a list of people who haven't paid, so the reason I like to keep this is because if you don't have your email that they sent you, you have an invoice number, you have a member ID number in order to pay. So I have that information for you if you need. Or Lori and Nancy are happy to pay for anybody because they just keep paying every, they just keep paying every month. Continuing ed classes, these are some that are coming up. So this, oh no, that's not the one. So we could have one here. If you want to have one, I could just tell. Yep. Oh, it's so much easier than doing it on a Zoom call. It's so easy to get distracted on a Zoom call. Yeah, so we could do one in January, February. We could do one here. Absolutely. I could just let them know. Yep, yeah, they'll do it in the Rutgers University. Yeah, and then it's available on Zoom for anybody else who wants to do it via Zoom. That's the way they do it.
You start building for the next cycle?
Hmm?
You start building for the next cycle?
No, you can't start billing to the next cycle until July of 2023. So anything you do today is just going to add on. You could have 100 CE credits for all they care as long as you satisfied your 12. So nothing new until July. Then you could start accumulating your credits for 2025. Believe it or not, that'll come fast. And then there is a broker's license class if anybody's interested in getting their broker's license. So that's coming up. It's 3 parts. It's 90-hour broker core knowledge, which is really going through the same real estate book that you went through as a, when you went through your regular class. And then 30 hours of ethics and agency and 30 hours of broker management. So, it's 150 hours altogether, double the time that you did for your broker class. I'm actually going for my instructor's license. So if anybody goes for the broker's class, just FYI, you can take your broker's exam as well and get it over with. Now I have to study everything again to take my broker's. I don't have to go back to class, but I have to study everything to get my instructor's license. So that's a pain in the ass. Someone just signed up this morning for We Do It All. Latifah signed up her client. I saw a notification. Yep, so don't forget that we still are offering $5,000 guarantee to both the buyer and the seller. Come one, come all. This is our 2 call sessions we're going to be doing weekly. Again, if you're not, you can either set the time aside for yourself to call, or you can come and just listen to dialogue and collaborate and, make a call here or there. I asked Joe, are you comfortable making a call halfway through? And he was, so he made a call, and that's how you start getting used to doing it. It's just easy as that. Our morning motivation daily call is weekly at 8:30. So remember, lack of time is actually lack of priorities. You have to have a calendar in place in order to be successful and be proactive. Our toy drive, thank you so much. Today is the last day. We collected all of the stars that we had on the wall, which is amazing. You see all the gifts that are on the floor are all our children who asked for specific gifts, which is amazing, amazing, amazing. Then all the ones on the table are just extra gifts that they can then distribute to kids, because not everybody put together a wish list. So they'll be able by, based on age, to give those out. So that was really amazing and awesome. Thank you. Our ugly sweater Secret Santa luncheon is next week. Bring a wrapped gift of $20 and we're going to have a luncheon after the meeting. We're going to wear your ugly sweater and we're going to have some fun together before the holidays. Our absorption rate. So these, as you can see, we've had so many things in between with planning day and Thanksgiving and Matt Ferrara that these numbers here you see are from 11/9 versus 12/7. So basically a month apart. So everything basically, has stayed pretty much consistently the same, except the under contracts have gone down. So the active listings are pretty much on the same number, but the active listings have gone down. So just so that you can see here in all of the areas.
3 listings.
Correspondence has one, it's not one of the new construction condos.
Is that the
down.
one road?
Huh? Yeah,
Only one gets sitting on the hill.
you got it. That's it.
Everything else is new construction.
Except for the mystery one in the cluster.
Yeah, there's actually. You got a new one coming on? Oh, I was happy, Barbara. I wasn't looking at you with that bad eye. I was looking at you with a good eye. Yeah, multifamily homes in Morris County. If you take away, there's probably like 13 listed, but if you take away the ones without asterisks, there's probably 5 multifamily homes in all of Morris County that are available. It's just crazy right now, right? When you look at the inventory, but this is typical for this time of year. Yes, it's never been this drastic, but this time of the year, it's always the lowest amount of homes available. And then January, we know it starts ticking up. So here's some new listings that are coming on. These are exclusives. 8 Fair Lawn Ave in Randolph for $450. Catherine has 28 Robin Hood in Mountain Lakes. For $750. Randolph, Mara, it's an exclusive right now. It's not actively on the market. 56 Glenside Trail in Sparta, Lake Mohawk. Yeah, Joanne. Does anybody know if Joanne sold that one? Because that was a cute house. And I know she had an open house this weekend. She has multiple offers. I assume so. At that price point and how cute that house was done, I would think that she had already. Henley Mohawk, yeah, that was a good one. Doing that darn thing. So coming on this week, I think tomorrow, because Vin is in Atlantic City and coming home today. Well, how come this always happens? How come I cannot find a plug that works? Someone tell me? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Yeah, the Christmas tree second up all my power. 185 Raymond Boulevard in Parsippany in Mazda Brook, a 3-bedroom. That looks like a great one too. Priced at $600,000 coming on this week. Mara and Cheryl have 361 West Mountain Road in Sparta for $997. Again, Cheryl did a reel yesterday. Looks really, really beautiful home. I'd like to see 2 agents on from our office that they collaborate together and they work together and partner together. I don't know. That makes me really happy. Just warms my soul. Just warms my soul. And then these are the listings that we have on the market. So these are exclusives that have been on. I know you and Carlos have been still waiting for the tenants to get out, right? Dennis has 2 avenues. It's an exclusive. It's not coming on yet.
Yeah.
It's not ready yet. Yeah, it's not ready yet. No. Yeah, no, I guess when I say exclusive, meaning that they're not ready to put it on.
Yeah, I get it, but
Oh,
it's,
ugh.
I get it, I'm stopped. Oh, that 361.
Oh, yeah, okay. 5 Tanglewood is coming on. I know they just signed paperwork. Oh, it's up today. Okay, so 5 Tanglewood's up today and 361 West Mountain are live. She has a lot coming on, Mara. So these are all the properties in the office. And this is all the land that we have. So we have vacant land as well. In fact, I think Harvest may be gone. I have to touch base with them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The builders met with the owners the other day here.
Oh, I thought I just heard something.
Yeah,
She relisted them last week.
Oh,
yeah.
And then a builder came in and they all collaborated with the owners of the property, and I think they came to an agreement. I think it was Friday, that's why I didn't find out. A lot of land. Anybody have any price improvements in search of on the horizon? Anything that they want to share they have coming on? Did you say, Barbara? I said, what did you say, Barbara?
I said,
Oh.
I will.
Thank you. So that's it for today. So, oh, I wanted to pass this around when Anthony was talking, if anybody. Mhm.
Are you finding agents, because money's all coming due next year, putting their licenses?
I find that every time of this year, I go to the agents who aren't active, not the agents that are active, but agents who aren't active. And they finally realize like, oh, I'm paying it again. It's another year I haven't done anything, but that's it. Just agents who haven't done any business in years that just for some reason keep their license active. You know, but other than that, no, I haven't seen anybody else say, you know, what'd she say? What'd he say?
He said he feels like he's at church going.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Oh, okay. Put it over here.
Thank you, Father Joe.
We can't have it because Patty ran to get hers.
Throw it, Patty, throw it.
Yeah, someone clear on a car from Patty.
Chrissy, what town is 19C?
Morse Lane.
Oh, it's Foxwood, yes, yes. It's probably-
Exclusive? It's not on. It's not on.
No, I know.
Big cards, $1
Sunday.
It's from the can't swim. Yes.
But it's not listed.
Right, I saw that.
I think he's waiting until he gets back.
Maybe they're doing it when it's back.
I know.
Barbara. That's your Christmas tree.
Yeah, I think.
It's lovely. It's outside on my deck.
Ours is up, set up. Nice and small.
Anybody have an extra card for?
Betsy? No, she's going to her office to get
If we
it.
work on this.
It's gonna.
I guess she's feeling quite lucky today.
Oh, no, I didn't pick any because we don't have Betsy's. It's gonna be next week by the time I pick this week.
Put a check on this one and that'll be Betsy's.
Now you gotta find it then.
Nope, they're right here.
Thank you,
Well,
Father
she's
Joe.
late. I said she's late.
Yeah, she had had her dryer.
Joe Asmar.
All right.
Oh, wait a minute.
I wasn't playing.
Oh, no, it's not planned. I don't know what happens to you.
You guys busy?
Me and Joe would make a great team together. Joe, should we go play the lottery after this together?
Father Joe's gonna be sponsoring bingo next.
That is so funny, honestly.
Okay.
You want me to pick
Money.
it for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
We put you in already, Betsy.
Another card with your name.
Oh, you lost.
This is my lucky card.
You lost.
There you go. Let's see what we get.
I didn't use my lucky
That
That
was lucky for the office, sorry, it
Yeah.
backfired, it backfired.
Big money? Yeah.
He doubled his,
You
he
get
doubled
the
his
plug,
money.
you get double my money.
Yeah, oh, yeah, right. But technically, right?
These need batteries.
Want to do my sky slope too?
The Hanover Road.
I said, I want to do my sky slope too. Do everything for me. I've had a hard day yesterday, Solana.
Yeah.
Oh, God, my body is broken.
Do you have an address for Danny and Sarah and Rose?
No,
It's, I don't know.
I do not.
I thought they don't have the address. Left where they were, moved into the
Who is it?
clients.
You could send Barbara's daughter a card. She just moved in with her mom.
I had Kevin for a year now. Please.
Well, I had deja vu this morning because Gio took me to, he had to take me into work and I had to stop at ShopRite to get stuff. And it's always been our joke that like I'd be walking around the supermarket at an old age and Gio would be with me. Well, he was this morning. He's following me around.
Sure, mommy.
Here, Mom, let me hand that. Mom, give me that. Why are you holding all that? Give me that.
So we.
I don't know. My husband didn't say anything, so. My husband. Really? Well, after it's a month and a half though? I mean, I feel like that's ridiculous. What about our insurance? No, our insurance doesn't cover us?
I guess it does, but maybe, you know what, I don't know, but when you.
I'll ask my husband. I'll ask.
Everybody else is driving the car, when they